Super quick, before I get into this video, there's a pinned comment below with a link to a video where I talk about how I am giving you, the subscribers, some financial relief. Please check out that video and sign up. There's only, I think, a day left to apply. All you have to do is be a subscriber, and I'm going to try to help out as many people as I can. Let's get into the video. What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and woo-wee! We've got lots of Sherlock Holmes news, apparently. We're dealing with some legendary levels of woke coming our way, if you would believe the articles that are floating around right now. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Now, I really liked the first Sherlock Holmes movie. I really liked Robert Downey Jr. in it. I liked kind of the stop motion or the video, like super slow-mo. I really thought he did a great job as Sherlock Holmes. Now, some people may not agree. You know, people might have their personal their favorites, but I thought he was excellent at it. And it would appear we've got a new Sherlock Holmes series coming with the Witcher star, Henry Cavill. Now, it's important to understand that we see a lot of this type of woke baiting articles now. There are entire websites that exist to bait people that react to this. For example, Sausage Roll is a website that is 100% grade A bologna sausage, just like we got this covered. Except they try to bait the other side. They'll say, HBO's Last of Us will focus on climate change and struggle snuggle culture. There's literally nothing to support any of this, but they write this to fool people. Like, I've been fooled before by websites like We've Got This Covered and so on and so forth. But this series, The Witcher's Henry Cavill, to star in Sherlock Holmes film with dynamic new female twist. Netflix announced The Witcher actor Henry Cavill will star alongside. Why isn't he starring in a new Superman movie? Why does DC hate Superman? Seriously, are you waiting till he's 50 years old and too old to play Superman? What is happening? Why aren't we getting new Superman movies? I can't imagine there isn't demand for that. It's the star alongside Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown in a film with a dynamic new female twist of Sherlock Holmes. Netflix announced they acquired the global rights to the film outside of China from Legendary Entertainment. The film, titled Enola Holmes, will star Sam Claflin and a bunch of other people I've never heard of. Although Susan Wokoma is an interesting last name. Wakoma. In an interview with M-Time and translated by Henry Cavill News, Cavill describes the film. I don't want to spoil it, but it's really different. Millie, or Miley, plays Enola Holmes. As you said, she plays my sister. The story revolves around Enola, and Millie will have a wonderful performance. And I play Sherlock Holmes, like a perfect mirror, mapping out the extraordinary wisdom of Enola. So, is it that he's saying he plays... that Sherlock Holmes is taking all the credit for his sister's work? Is that what this is going to play? Now, the film is based on Nancy Springer's The Enola Holmes Mysteries novel set. The series began in 2006, according to Bounding into Comics, with the case of the missing Marcus. There are 6 books in the series. The series follows a teenage sister of Sherlock Holmes, Enola Holmes, who, despite her brothers sending her to boarding school, set up her own detective agency to find missing persons in London. I don't have a problem with this obviously existing. It's based on existing lore, and I'm not necessarily that worked up about it. I mean, the synopsis says, based on beloved Edgar-nominated book series, Enola Holmes tells the story of Sherlock and Mycroft Holmes' rebellious teenage sister, Enola, a gifted super sleuth in her own right, who often outsmarts her brilliant siblings, stupid men. When her mother mysteriously disappears on her 16th birthday, Enola seeks help from her older brothers, but soon realizing they're less interested in solving the case than pecking her off to finishing school. Enola does what only thing a smart, resourceful, and fearless young 1880s woman can do. She runs away to London to find her. Meeting a cast of memorable characters along the way, Enola is caught in the middle of a conspiracy that could alter the course of political history. Enola Holmes puts a dynamic new female twist on the world's greatest detective and his brilliant family. I mean, it could be good. I don't know if I necessarily have a problem with this. You got to be careful because there's a lot of bait out there. Let me give you a perfect example here. Okay, so Sherlock Holmes 3 a lot of information came out about it, right? So just the other day, we got a release date, information on the cast, the plot, trailer, what we can expect. Attention Sherlock Holmes fans, the release date of Sherlock Holmes 3 is out. So who will be the cast? Good news for fans. We're expecting to see Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock, Jude Law as Dr. Watson. By the way, Jude Law does great as Dr. Watson, I think. The other members of the cast will include Jared Harris, Naomi Raspis, Stephen Fry, Kellen Riley, Rachel McAdams, and Paul Anderson. Fan theories suggest Sherlock Holmes 3 will introduce an entirely new character to play the villain. Several rumors point to Henry Cavill as one who will be the new actor, but we have no confirmation yet. So you have Henry Cavill playing this role in a Netflix movie, Henry Cavill doing The Witcher, Henry Cavill tied. I mean, how many things is Henry Cavill going to be tied to? The plot of Sherlock 3 is undercovers. However, from whatever we could gather from fan theory, it's suffice to say that Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson will depend on each other in this case like never before. Rumors are also float that Sherlock might travel to San Francisco to solve the case in a third movie that may have the 1800s America as one of the final settings. Well, obviously, since Sherlock Holmes and Watson will be depending on each other like never before, and then headed to San Francisco, obviously, Sherlock Holmes and Watson are both gay. This is the kind of stuff that you get written, right? And it's hilarious to me. If you're keen on watching a more classic take on the adventure from Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson, then the threequel to Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law's series, Sherlock Holmes 3, will be right up your alley. Though, from what we understand, the movie won't completely be loyal to the source material. The first two films, Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, released in 2009 and 2011 respectively, were a mixed bag. Downey Jr. delivered a stellar performance as you'd expect, and paired with the talented Jude Law, the two managed to show the powerful connection between Holmes and his best friend, Watson. Now, as you know, from modern comics, people can't be, two men or two women can't be friends without also sleeping together. That's the comic book rule.
Why don't you let your boyfriend here go home to his wife?
News and information has been scarce from the team behind Sherlock Holmes 3, but we've heard a few similar characters, including Naomi Rapace's Madame Sisma will make a comeback. Additionally, reports claim that the studio is eyeing Michael Fassbender to play an infamous adversary of Holmes, Sebastian Morin. What's more to be said is that Jared Harris, Professor Moriarty, will return, having faked his death in the previous story. Okay, so at what point... So this is your headline. Sherlock Holmes 3 will reportedly confirm Holmes and Watson are gay. At what point are we going to get to that? Let's see. Of course, the pair's unique bromance has always been one of the highlights of every film adaptation. It's called friendship. Just because two men are friends doesn't mean they're hooking up. And same for females. Has been a highlight of every film adaptation of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's works, but that seems that the studio wishes to take this one step further and confirm that they are in fact gay. The first two installments hinted at this. What? When?
I am not gay.
Well, you didn't say you were straight either.
What? Was it when? What? What? It broke me. This article is breaking me. Though apparently they got divorced. Oh, I'm sorry. The fact that Watson has a wife will only complicate. Yeah, obviously. Duh, didn't you know? Watson's gay. All the signs are there. He's married to a woman. What else do you need? Not that that doesn't happen, but I'm just saying. We're definitely excited to see this interpretation of the relationship in Sherlock Holmes 3. Literally, what? So I see this site has devolved into nothing but trolling, amusing in its own way, but a waste of time. First off, I don't see anything wrong with them being gay, but come on. Do we have to change? People still are falling for this. Look, I used to fall for this site too. All right. It's funny. It's a funny meme to poke fun at. But no, I don't see any indication that these two will be romantically involved. I can't imagine, given what we've seen from the cast, that would be the case. And if it is the case, why? Because headlines? I don't think Sherlock Holmes and people like Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. need extra headlines. This film doesn't need extra juice. And websites like We Got This Covered and Sausage Roll are funny because I get to make a funny title, but ultimately these sites are completely unreliable and untrustworthy.
Holmes, you've cracked the case! You're a crazy basket case!
But nonetheless, are you excited for the new Sherlock Holmes 3? I like the first one. Second one, not so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.